Desmond takes onomatopoeias. He's a woof woof. Sylvia takes oxymorons. She's got the teenage menopause. Gets her winter sugar somersaults from sniffing non-stick glue. She wears the V-neck trousers and the blind-eyed looking glass, does the amputated tango, then finds herself quite lost in that new old English style. Sylvia takes oxymorons.
Kim Darby. Give it up for Kim. Yeah. Kim Darby. Woo! Hey, for the sake of time, one poem per person. I love you all, but one poem per person. All right? You with me? Okay.
Hello. Thank you. I only have one poem, but I do have a shameless plug. My students have written a book of poetry about historical subjects that I'm waiting to move through the bureaucratic channels and publish. Yay! Here's my poem. It's entitled, I wanted to go after, I forgot his name, because it's about her. The title of my poem is Redbird. Today, I set the day aside to cry for mischances. In my regular spot, my speck of the universe, I threw back my head and I closed my eyes and I asked, why? Another thing for the day. As usual, the universe answered. It sent me a red bird. The window was open, but it cared nothing for the yipping of the dogs or the fog of my worry. I felt like it was speaking to me. Silent birds speaking to my tired eyes and ears. It said, it is life. It is hard. What did you expect? And then it flew away.
And it's some good advice for you young women. And it's called His Woman, and a river runs through it. There was a very famous film called A River Runs Through It. It was really about brother and father bonding, and it was very long. This poem's not very long, but it was about how life keeps going like the river. The river is also the symbol of Oshun. In indigenous West African religion and tradition, Oshun is everything that's good and sweet in life. Sex, money, art, beauty. So, his woman and a river runs through it. Want him to work to make me his woman, not the other woman. Want him to tell his fellas, oh, I got to call my woman before we go. Half envious, half joking, cause he whines, oh man, pussy wet. He turns, so they won't see him smile, thinking how he loves him, my pussy whipping him, my digits he dutifully dials. Want him to woo me, to be his woman, not the other woman. Not feeling slightly pathetically comforted when he parks his car near mine. Did he even notice? What does it matter when it's with his woman he spends his little free time? Looking at her, still a mystery why given the opportunity he chose over me. I mean, why marry Melba toast and margarine when you could try for fresh baked bread spread with the world's finest aromatic ghee? Want to be the one he comes to after the fray. Most every day at my door, knows he better buy or make a Valentine for, the one he knows he's going to curl up with every Saturday night, the one he's going to call back, you know, even after we had that big fight and he knows he weren't right. He be the one who's standing on my front porch calling, "It's me!" Because I'm his woman, and the male me here is he, at least while the relationship rides, at least while he's on my side. Want to be the one he hums for. Off-key, in dusty downtown vintage record shops, trying to find my favorite old school melody, not the one he says he might come back see tomorrow, if I let him borrow my CD. That proposition right after he's double-dipped my honey may have made me a beggar, but a borrower, I won't let him be. Makes my tongue vaporize my virtue, but I kept my CD. I want to be his woman whom he always greets with a big old hug and a kiss, quick, without a quick look to see if his real woman around. Only acts that way when she's out of town. Want to be the one he knows he shouldn't cheat on, instead of the one he sometimes can't resist cheating with, the one he feels strong for liking and loving, not the one he feels weak for having had. Want at least for a while to be some purposeful, passionate, fun, responsible, dependable, confident, kind, caring man's one woman main squeeze, of whom he regularly asks, "Baby, how you feel?" And what he can do to my black woman's burden ease, be my ballast, make me grin, my heart, he proud to please. I may let him whip it, walk, because I am hungry, steadily starving, home alone. A pedigree, pretty long-maned French poodle, pound puppy so appreciative of the occasional bone, even more so when I thought he was unattached, free to roam. Even African guys want me to be their second or fifth wife. All the African American and white ones already got at least one woman and busy basketball watching life. One at least for a while to be the center he caters to, rather than one whose gourmet ruby red grapefruit juice he guzzles when the too brief afternoon delight is through, and my lovin' he let loose, he just as expediently remuzzles, having hunted, cooked, and consumed my greasy goose. An erratic thunderstorm quenches quickly my ravenous thirst, but if I have my druthers, I'd be the legs and arms of the bank of that beautiful river runs through, and runs to, continuously travels through, nourishing the village it takes to raise a child, and my riverside African orchid first.
What was that? You know, you guys, hey, you two, I don't know what you guys wonder why we do things we do. And the way you guys read. You gotta eHarmony at times. So,
Yes!
you do. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. Jasmine Richardson, where are you?
Giovanni. The last time I was home to see my mother, we kissed, exchanged pleasantries and unpleasantries, pulled a warm, comforting silence around us, and read separate books. I remember the first time I consciously saw her. We were living in a 3-room apartment on Burns Avenue. That night, I stumbled into the kitchen, maybe because I've always been a night person. Oh, I skipped a line, sorry. I'll start again. Mommy always sat in the dark. I don't know how I knew that, but she did. That night, I stumbled into the kitchen, maybe because I've always been a night person, or perhaps because I had wet the bed. She was sitting on a chair. The room was bathed in moonlight, diffused through those thousands of panes landlords who rented to people with children were prone to put into windows. She may have been smoking, but maybe not. Her hair was 3/4 her height, which made me a strong believer in the Samson myth, and very black. I'm sure I just hung there by the door. I remember thinking, what a beautiful lady. She was very deliberately waiting, perhaps for my father to come home from his night job, or maybe for a dream that had promised to come by. Come here, she said, I'll teach you a poem. I see the moon sees me. God bless the moon, and God bless me.
Someone had said to his mother one Easter Sunday, "Sister, you take care of this boy." I hear the voice of a preacher in there. He wasn't particularly concerned about it when he was young. He just knew he liked the attention and praise after one of his fiery sermons, or when he acted like Reverend Gardner at family Christmas dinners. The calling thing was something that he didn't even understand as a child. But when he was 15, he too began to realize that there was something special on him and in him. It was during vacation Bible school at church. Man, as he was called, had been asked to help out during the week. All the younger children looked up to him and he didn't mind. It would get him out of the house and he would get to see his girlfriend Marie every day. One of the 7-year-olds named Travis had been causing trouble all week, and by Friday, everybody knew that even Mrs. Jenkins was tired of him. She was the most patient person in the church and always volunteered to plan VBS activities. If a parent were late picking up a child, Mrs. Jenkins would wait patiently, or she'd even take the child home herself. She never fussed. She would always bring the children to order with one question. Now, if Jesus walked through that door, would he be happy to see the way you acted? In a few seconds, even the